Hi, Chef AJ here from my kitchen, and I'm going to show you a recipe that I recently developed, and it is banana cream pie, and it's fully compliant. Even Dr. Goldhammer would eat it, I'm sure, if I made it for him. It's made of whole natural ingredients, sweetened with the fruit, the whole fruit, and nothing but the whole fruit. And I'm going to show you a really exciting, fun variation, which will even help you get your greens in. When I was little, I loved that Jell-O banana pudding, the snack pack pudding. I know it was full of chemicals and sugar and dairy, but I loved it. My mom would take vanilla wafers and crush them up and make a pie crust and put Cool Whip on it. So this is reminiscent of that. So we're going to start with the crust, and if you've seen some of my other videos, a very easy way to make crust is with dates and nuts, but I don't like to use nuts very much for at least the people that are following the Ultimate Weight Loss Program. They're often a trigger food. They're very high in calories and can perpetuate overeating and prevent weight loss in some people or weight gain in some people. So all the recipes that I used to use nuts for, I'm substituting oats, and oats are still plenty high in fat. They're almost 20% calories from fat, and I'm using gluten-free oats. Here I'm using 1.5 cups of oats, but it really doesn't matter how many oats you use because it's just, you're looking for a texture, but it's just oats and dates, so you can use as little amount of oats or as many as you want depending on how many crusts you're going to make. This is completely optional, just a little shake of cinnamon, but you don't have to do that. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this in the food processor fitted with the best blade, and I am going to turn it on high till it turns into a flour-like consistency. And then I'm going to add dates until it reaches what I call a break point. I'm using the Hadley organic dates that I get in Costco because even though I live in the date capital of the world and we have date festivals, I find that these are the most consistent, that sometimes the Medjool, they're just too sticky, excuse me, and not too sweet, but I really like using these. Excuse me, I had cayenne pepper with my dinner. So I'm just gonna put in, I really don't measure, and that's the truth when I do these crusts, because I can always fix it by adding more or less dates, more or less oats. Now I'm going to puree, or not puree, but I'm going to process again. And then I will check that, and it is not fully incorporated yet. I'm looking for it to be fully incorporated so that I can do what's called the break point, but it's not, so I'm going to have to process it a little bit more. I might even have to add a few dates. I'll let you know. Could actually take a few minutes, so you have to be patient. It is starting to form a dough-like consistency, but you can see that the oats really aren't incorporated yet into the dates. It's starting to get sticky, which is why I go by feel than by amount, because it's really going to depend how sticky your dates are. So let's let it go one more time. I know that's probably boring to watch and may be even loud to listen to, but one of the reasons I don't edit these is so you can see in real time about how long it takes. And so now it's starting to feel like a dough. I can put it into a ball with my hand quite easily without all the oats falling out, and I can do what's called the break point, where I break it in half and it sticks. So now it is perfect. So now what I want to do is press it into my pie crusts. I like to use these pans. These are called springform pans. They come in a variety of sizes. I got these at Michael's with a coupon. and I'm going to use the miniature ones. What's nice about the springform pans is that you can push it up like this, so that works really well. I'm going to use the little ones because I love making mini tarts, and I'll probably just do 1 or 2 right now. I can always do the rest later. If you want, you can use a piece of parchment paper just to make cleanup easier, but you don't have to. And so what you do is you are going to press the crust into the pan. It's good to use is that called the palm of your hand or the heel of your hand? So you press it in, and then you use your thumbs to press it around to make a nice little scalloped edge. This smells really good. You could actually just eat these. These are just date oat balls. You could roll them into balls and eat them if you like. I didn't want the cinnamon to be overpowering in the banana cream pie, but just that's why I used a hint. So I just kind of press it down like that. And that is my pie crust. Now, if you don't want to use dates, then just don't make a crust, just make a banana pudding, make a filling. So there we have it, and you can see that it would be very easy for it to come out just like that. So if you want to be a perfectionist, just keep pressing, but you want to make sure that you get a nice edge and that you have a nice amount of space for the filling. So I'm just going to put this to the side for now. Oh, actually, I gotta dump this out because I have to make the filling. And I only have 1 food processor. So I will do that. Okay, you can see how nice and sticky this is. And if there are some few flakes of oats that didn't get mushed in with the dates, I can process it a little bit longer or even add a date or 2. The only thing is my hand gets very, very sticky. So if you wanted to, you could use food service gloves. So now, emptying out this food processor, and I'm going to make the filling. I just have to rinse my hands a little bit here. Because dates are very, very sticky. That's why they're so good in making these recipes. Just gonna wipe out the food processor really quickly. And now onto the filling. Well, what would a banana cream pie be without bananas? But if we just mush up a bunch of bananas, we're just gonna get a banana puree. So my secret ingredient is Hannah yam. Now I'm sorry if you live somewhere where you can't get Hannah yams, but I really don't know a substitute in this recipe. The reason I'm using Hannah is because 1, it's sweet, but also the color is very perfect because, as you know, sweet potatoes are often orange or purple or off-white, so this won't affect the color of the pie. It will look more like pudding. But unlike the Japanese or some of the other ones, which is with a stronger flavor, this has a very subtle flavor, and it almost tastes like vanilla already. So it just lends itself perfect in both taste and texture to the banana cream pie. So I roasted these in advance and I chilled them, and then I'm just gonna peel the skin. Probably would have been better if I peeled it while it was still warm. The skin comes off much easier, but I wasn't roasting these with the intention of making this recipe. It was to eat. The other thing is you can also freeze these if you're using them for recipes, not so much for eating, but if you're making my Chipotle bean burger or a pie like this, you can certainly freeze them. What I do is I freeze them in measured cups, so I know if I need 2 cups for a recipe, for example, for this recipe, I'll do that. I know I need 4 cups for the bean burger, so I'll do that. So I'm looking for 2 cups of the sweet potatoes. Don't do this to me. Don't be. I'm just going to go with it because I don't want to have one of my lunch potatoes compromised. So it's almost 2 cups. Okay, we're going to call that 2 cups. I gotta rinse my hands. They get so sticky. Okay, and I gotta get this plate over here. Okay, so now I am going to puree these Hannah yams. See how thick this is. Banana puree would just spill out into a liquid. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to add 4 of the absolute ripest bananas that I can find. So make sure you wait till your bananas are ripe until you do this. Now I might have to add actually more than 4 because I want this to taste really banana-y, if that's a word. But we're gonna start with 4, because that's what I've always started with. Don't want to do this in the Vitamix because I don't want it liquefied. I want it to be a nice thick texture of pudding. I'm just cutting these down to make this move a little easier. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to taste this now. It's really good. Needs a little more banana. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this banana, and I love banana cream pie that has also sliced bananas in it. So what I'm gonna do is just take just a little bit on the bottom, like a bottom layer, and I'm doing it very, very thinly. You don't have to do this, but to me, that's what traditional banana cream pie is. I don't wanna put it on top because it can brown if I do that, but I'm doing very, very thin slice. And again, you can make bigger ones. It doesn't have to be a mini one like this, but I'm making it small for now. There we go. So that's going to be the bottom. Then I'm going to take this and put it back in here, because the more banana-y the better, if you ask me. As a matter of fact, how banana-y was that? Let me double check. This is a way to test things without putting double dipping. I'm putting in another banana because this banana cream pie, it's got to be banana-y. In my opinion, or else it's Hannah Yummy pie instead of banana cream pie. So we're just going to let this go around. So now we're up to 6 bananas. So once again, taste for the banana flavor. Make sure it's there. Indeed. Now we have to add some vanilla powder. Normally I say vanilla powder is optional, but you really need it in this recipe because it's not that it tastes bad, the Hannah Yams, but you don't want to know that there's potato in there. It wants to be banana. So I'm going to start with 1 teaspoon of vanilla powder. You see, because I added all these bananas, look what happened. It got pretty liquidy, and this is not going to set up unless I put a thickener in, like chia seeds or something, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I'd rather just show you my process than just give you a recipe. It tastes really banana-y, but you see, it's not thick anymore. So guess what? A piece of Hannah Yam to the rescue to thicken it up. Well, this is maybe, I don't know, this is like maybe a 1/4 cup. Just a little, because I don't want that banana flavor to go away. Time. Let's see. That's good. It's a lot thicker now. See? Just testing if I want to put a little more vanilla in. Oh, it really does taste like banana cream pie. All right, so now I am going to put it in my pie, and you'll want to chill this before you serve it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Now, how about a little whipped cream for your pie? But first, let me show you another thing you can do with it. You can make a parfait. So what about somebody that doesn't have a pie pan? How about making a little parfait? Parfait actually means perfect in French, because desserts made with whole natural food, in my opinion, are perfect. I put a few blueberries on the bottom, then I added some pudding. I could take just a little bit of this crumble topping, like this, in between layers, and then a little more pudding. If you were going to use chia seeds as a thickener, make sure you do use white ones, because the black ones wouldn't be pretty in here. A little more. I'm going to show you another way to use this that I think is going to blow your mind. Okay, little crumble. So you can keep, this is a very big glass, by the way, so this is going to be a maybe serving for two. Some blueberries, and just a little sprinkle. So here's another way to do it. But how about some whipped cream for your pie? Well, okay, what can we do to make whipped cream? Well, I have some whipped creams made out of pears, but they use nuts, so they're pretty high in fat. So what can we use in place of nuts for a dessert? Pears. I take a 25-ounce jar of the pears that are sweetened in their own juice. I like using these because they are always consistent in sweetness and texture, whereas ripe pears aren't often sweet. I'm going to puree these. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of oats. I always use gluten-free. And then a half a teaspoon of the vanilla powder. And I'm going to puree again. And there we have a nice whipped cream. If I want it a little thicker, which I think I would just add a few oats to it. Let me get a spoon. Here's a spoon. So let's put a little bit of this pear whipped cream on top. Ooh, that's starting to look pretty good. I hope Charles will try this and let me know what he thinks. Now, if you are using whole food fats, a little bit of coconut on top might be a very pretty addition. You might want to toast it so it gives a little bit of contrast to the color of this whipped cream. Look at that. And then how about a few blueberries on top? Isn't that beautiful? I love, you know, as a pastry chef for 5 years, I've always loved the beauty in creating desserts, but not what else it created, which is food addiction and excess weight. But you really don't have to dessert if you learn to use the fruit, the whole fruit, and nothing but the whole fruit. So again, raspberries would look beautiful. I just happen to have blueberries. And I love these little Tupperware fridge smarts because they really do keep the produce fresh longer. I put some fresh herbs in there once. I forgot about them a month later. They were fine. Whoops, that one got smushed up. Put another blueberry in. So there you have it. I'm going to chill this, but here I have a banana cream pie. Now, let me show you one more idea I had. And you're not going to believe this tasted good, but it did. So I'm always looking for ways to have people eat more greens. So this may sound not delicious, but I've tried it and it was. So I'm going to make a dessert collard wrap. So one of the easiest ways to work with collard wraps, believe it or not, is just to microwave them. People go to all that trouble of steaming them and getting that boiling water, all you really have to do is put it in the microwave for like 10 to 20 seconds, depending on your microwave, and it gets soft and pliable and easy to roll. You will have to use like a fillet knife to get that thick stem a little bit thinner, or a rolling pin, but you can see how easy this is going to be to roll. And so now what I'm going to do is make a dessert wrap using my banana pudding. Put it in the middle. And again, I might consider doing some white chia seeds next time to thicken this, but it's still going to be fine for a pick-up dessert. And then, how about a little bit of the whipped cream? Ooh, yeah, baby. And blueberries are always good for you. So let's put some in here. And then we wrap it up. You do the sides first. And then the bottom. This is not something I do often, is make collard wraps, but I am trying for you guys to do it. Well, not my area of expertise, but you get the picture. So you can do that. Well, let's see how it tastes. And I'll be honest, I promise. I actually made this once before using frozen blueberries. It's in my hand, but as weird as it sounds, it's really good. I'm getting it all over. I wouldn't lie, this is good. So, I gotta clean up now. I hope you'll enjoy it.